I don't know what I'm doing with my hands today.
No, don't sit on the treats.
It did nothing, so.
I bet this would be easier if you were a dog.
I just boop, 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 back and forth and back and forth.
She's not cooperating very well.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are all doing super great. So in today's video, we enlisted a very special helper. I got my little kitty cat Penguin to pick my makeup. Now, she wasn't overly enthusiastic about it. It did take a lot of bribes and a lot of treats and a lot of patience. But in the end, we did finally get her to pick something from each category. So that's exciting. I gave her 4 of each category. So like 4 products for brows and so on and so forth, and got her to pick one. Like I said, she wasn't super enthusiastic about it, so towards the end, if she even sniffed one, I chose it because she was getting really bored. So it's okay. We got some stuff. She definitely chose some interesting products that I probably wouldn't pair together. So I did take a couple of videos of her picking them. I did have to bribe her with treats, so I tried to not let it skew any results, but it might have, I'm not sure. So let's flip to that videos now.
Try and use these treats to get her to come. There she comes running. You gotta pick one. Pick one. Is that the one you like? Okay. Look on the ground. Hey, look on the ground. Whichever treat she eats first, I guess. No, don't sit on the treats. Okay, we're gonna say she picks this one because she sits on it. Which one do you like, huh? Bird's eye view. Okay, that's the one. I bet this would be easier if you were a dog. Don't lay down. Don't lay down there. You're too far. Oh my god. I'm just gonna put them around her and see if she picks one. This one? Okay. You can't. Which one does she eat though? Oh, she psyched us out. Penguin. No, don't lay down. Well, you laid down between 2 of them. Which one do you pick, huh? I think that might be the closest we get to a choice. Is that the closest we're gonna get to a choice, huh? Yeah. Okay. We scared her. We got this one here. Oh, wow. Is that your choice? She psyched us out. She thought we were gonna pick this one, but we got this one. You sneaky little goose.
Okay, so as we saw, she did pick the ABH Subculture palette, and that palette, we have a very love-hate relationship with it. When I can get it to work, I love the looks I get, and when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So I'm excited, but I'm nervous. So we're definitely gonna start with the eyes first. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands today. So we're definitely going to start with the eyes first. So I'm just going to throw on some eyeshadow primer and then we'll zoom you guys in. I love the colors in here. I think that's everyone's main thing, is they all loved the colors, but sometimes it doesn't perform as well as we want it to. But we're going to try and make it work. I kind of want to do something a little green because I also have this yellow liner that she picked. And I think if I do yellow, it's going to be a little too much yellow. So I'm thinking I might go with the greens and then maybe this one in the center, because I think it could also look good with this lipstick. Or I could be talking out of my ass. I don't know. So I'm going to start off with the shade Dawn here and just put it kind of in my crease. Now normally I would take these shades pretty liberally, but for anyone who doesn't know, this eyeshadow palette has a ton of pigment. Should we do a halo eye? That could be fun. The pigmentation in this palette is absolutely insane, to the point where it's almost too pigmented. And I have found over the years of trying to find the best way to make this palette work for me is don't try and build it. I know that's like so counterintuitive to everything that most people say about eyeshadows, is like build, build, build. I find with this one, the more you build it, the patchier it gets. Also, I put my little cat ears on because I thought it was only fitting that my cat chooses my makeup and I become a cat. So I'm gonna go in with the lighter green shade here. It's called Destiny, and I'm gonna use it with my M303 brush. And I'm just gonna bring it right in the crease. I mean, that made a nice line, but it didn't blend. I'm the worst for like getting halfway through doing my eyeshadow and wanting to wash it all off, because I look at this and I'm like, no, there's no way this will ever look good. I need to learn to start like trusting the process. I'm just wiping off the excess green that I have on my little fake color switch here, and just using kind of a cleaner brush to blur the edges. Does it look like I got punched in the face and have a black eye? Okay, so next I'm gonna take my M321 brush and go in with the shade Untamed, and again just kind of deepen up that green. I know at the beginning of the video I said that the point is to not build it up. I guess I was lying because I'm slowly building it up. The problem is that like if you keep adding colors and more colors from this palette only, it gets muddy and you can't tell the difference between any of them. And that can be unfortunate. Let's try and get most of that green off, and then just try and blend the two together. Just by tapping. I'm not adding any more of either of the colors. And I'm hardly putting any pressure. Like you can see the bristles are hardly even moving when I'm touching. Okay, so I'm gonna go in down the center with this shade here. It's Electric, and it's kind of like a goldy green shade. I'm just gonna take this teeny tiny JH42 brush with that Electric shade again, and just make sure that it's popping in the center. And once I'm done with that, I'm gonna take a mix of Untamed and a tiny bit of Axis just to blend the edges out a little. And just kind of keep it more towards the lash line, but blend it right where the gold meets the green. But mostly towards the lash line to keep everything kind of grounded. And then once it's mostly blended up, I can bring it up a little bit. And just going back with that gold shade just to make sure that I have it in this shape that I like. I'm a big fan of just dabbing back and forth until it looks perfect. I, for one, can never make anything look perfect in one try. Okay, so I am going to move on to the rest of my face before I finish up my eyes, just because I think it's a bit easier. I'm going to do it while we're still I'm going to do it while we're still zoomed in. I would love if you guys could tell me in the comments below, do you prefer when I do all my makeup zoomed in, or none of it zoomed in, or just the eyes zoomed in? Yeah, I don't know what you like better. If you just want like the intro and the outro zoomed out and then the whole makeup application in, I can do that. So just let me know what you like best. Cool. Onto the face. For primer, she picked the Maybelline Baby Skin Primer. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that. I actually haven't used this in so long, so that was kind of like a running theme with all of these products, is I hadn't used them in a really long time. And I tried to put something that like I really liked with some things that like I kind of liked and some things I didn't like at all. And she definitely picked a good mix of everything. So for foundation, she picked the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation Concealer in the shade 00B Light. The shade is too light for me. Hopefully it'll be okay because I've been inside for a year. So hopefully all of the tan I could have ever had is gone by now. But I'm going to use it using my sponge. I got a new sponge today. It's the e.l.f. sponge. It feels interesting. It's like very holey. It's not very soft. Like you can feel the holes in it. So I'm just going to take some of the foundation and put little dots around my face, and then I'll blend it out with the sponge. You can see how light it is. It's okay. It's okay. I have such a hard time dirtying a new sponge. Sad. Watch like Penguin know how to put makeup together better than I do, and then like this look turns out to be special and spectacular. That would be crazy. So with that finished, let's move into concealer. It's the Rimmel Hide the Blemish Stick Concealer. And I'm just gonna put a little bit here and out there. And I know I should be using my other finger, this one, but I hate the way this finger feels. Just in general. Like I don't like having it like this. I hate the way it feels. It's like a little get to know me fact there. Oh god, it's hard to do with my left hand. And then once I have it all blended out, I'm just gonna go in with my sponge over top and pick up any excess that's there. That looks pretty good. Yes, it does. Do 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 do. I want to put powder on under my eyes, and she picked this one. If any of you saw that video, the Shop My Stash video, the last one I did, this powder gave me such a headache. So she was here the whole time, so I'm sure she remembered it and was like, this will be really funny. I'm opening it over my towel this time. I'm just putting it there because she also picked a cream contour for my bronzer, and I don't want to get powder where the contour is going to be. This powder is not as bad as I first thought. I was scared that it was going to be yellow when I first got it, but I don't think that it shows yellow. So I'm going to do my eyebrows before I move on to the rest of my face because I can't keep looking at them. So she chose this MAC Brow Duo in the shade Redhead. Now usually I use a usually I use a wax with this to make it stay, but I don't think she wants me to do that. So I'm just going to use the powder and hope that it works, I guess. I'm going to use it with this angled brush of Random and this spoolie of e.l.f. We're going to have like the most natural looking brows and the most dramatic looking face. Wow, that looks red. Like red. I take back the natural brows comment I made about 12 seconds ago. So moving on to the bronzer, she picked this e.l.f. Cream Contour Palette. C'est comme ça. I'm going to use this shade here because I want more of a bronzy shade, not a contour shade. Look how gross this sponge looks now. Okay, so going in with my Expert Face Brush from Real Techniques. Perfect. I am a makeup artist. Now available for hire for weddings. Oh goodness. I'm gonna pull these guys back because I want to be able to move it into my hairline. I hate when you can see a separation between the makeup and the hair, so I always try and push mine into my hairline. Okay, so the video cut out. I just went over it with my sponge and just tapped over it and blended it out a little bit. Cool. Moving on to blush, we've got this Bare Minerals Cheek Tint in the shade Flirt, and it is neon pink. We're going all in. You know, we got all the colors. For e.l.f. I've got this for a highlighter, I've got this Baked e.l.f. blush in the shade Moonlit Pearls. So finishing up the eyes, I'm going to run this ColourPop Raw Beauty Kristi eyeliner in the shade Marigold. and I'm going to run that on my lower lash line and then blend it out with the shade Edge. And if that's a little too mustardy, I might go into New Wave, just depending on how it looks. Okay, so the only thing left to do is lips, and she picked this Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink in the shade 10 Dreamer. Alright, so there we go. Now let's zoom out and we can discuss. Okay, so here is the final look using all of the products that my little fluffy cat Penguin picked out. I really quite enjoy it. I would not pick this lipstick to go with the eyes though, if I had to be honest. I love the eyeshadow. Like, this is what I'm talking about when I say trust the process. I love the way it turned out. It almost looks like the same look I did in the One Dip Makeup Challenge video, but that's okay. Yeah, like I said, I would not pick these lips to go with these eyes on this day, but I don't think it's like awful. I just don't. I think I would have gone with maybe something a little darker. Yeah, so I loved it. I think she's sleeping, so I don't want to wake her up and bring her in here. Plus, I don't think she cares what it looks like, if I'm being honest. Okay, so I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up down below, as well as hit that subscribe button if you want to see a new video here every single Sunday. And I hope you guys are all having a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you all next week. Bye!